So welcome to another episode of Catch Cook. We're out on the Nahoon River and we've just landed ourselves a nice little spotty. It's about 2.5 kilos out here on the kayak. And I've actually got my new matching setup here for the spotties that I've got for the kayak fishing, but there's one spotty that I've just landed now. So I'm going to get him in the bag and I'll give you guys a little bit of a rundown of how the day's been so far. So yeah, that is my second fish of the day so far. The first one, as you'll see in a few seconds time in the video, was only about so big. And I had some small prawns, and I'm with my mate Marcel, who's behind the camera at the moment, and he just showed me his spot for getting his prawns, and we got a couple nice size prawns. There we go there. And that's the size prawns we're using, and we're just drifting along here to manage to get this fish now. But yeah, basically I woke up this morning, weather was looking good, which now it's really not. It's getting a bit cold and rainy, and decided let's just quickly grab the rods off the shelf, pack the kayak in and the prawn pump, and we headed down. And yeah, second fish of the morning. Just to show you what we're using to catch these fish, I'm sitting here with a Shimano Curado 7'1" single piece with a medium action, and there's the rod there, and I'm using the Nasky 3000, and this rod has the perfect amount of flex, if you want to call it. It's got a light tip, so when the fish takes, he doesn't feel it, but it's got enough backbone so that with a circle, once he goes, it hooks him fast. And you can see that there's a VMC 10 circle. Let's give you a quick rundown of the trace. Just got a big clip-on swivel which acts as your weight and your circle hook, and you just drift close to the bank and you go. And I've been using other lighter rods, but I wanted to get a matching pair for this fishing, and that's why I've got this setup. But yeah, lekker. Got our fish in the bag for the cooking, so I can try and catch a couple more and get some catch for these. Alright, so we've got our first small fish on here for the morning, or for the afternoon I should say. There we go, there's one little spotty for you. You can see there. Let's just get him back in the water now. And off he goes. One down, let's hope we get something more. Oh, yeah, just short of the weeds, chum. Exactly where I wanted. These fish are right in the shallows, eh? Sweet, man. So we're on here with a spotty. Whoa, yeah, a little bit chaotic here, but got a fish on. Seems like quite a nice fish too. Fish took us right in the shallows, so when he took off we could see a nice big splash of water with it. Woo. The fish is actually towing us around a little bit. Lekker. And there she is. Let's net her quickly. Shot, bud. Yeah, I'm fishing out here with my buddy Marcel. We've got a history together with fishing. Him and myself have been through the ranks of Border and SA together for light tackle boat. So he's just on his boat a little bit further on here, and he brought me to his favorite spot here on the Nahoon River, and it's paid off. So yeah, and have a look at the size of those mud prawns that we're using. Spot, he chowed it straight down with a circle hook. Nice VMC circle 10. Mozzie, that's the joy of the circle, eh? Just takes you flat. It's a nice fish too. Yes, it's taking beautiful line, eh? Yes, like it's taking beautiful stick, bud. Yo, that's a quality fish, that. Yo, that's a cannon, buck. That is an absolute cannon. Yo, that's a bass. Yo, that's proper, bud. Yes, luck. There's a spotty for you, bud. Lekker. Listen, you must hear the grunting in the side even. Okay, let's just get a boat in here now. There we go, ladies and gents. There is one spotted grunter in the bag for you. Mars, you wanna meet me on the bank? I wanna get a photo quickly. I'll come to you. You can take a flippin' stoked. Hey, I got like a seafood mix for supper tomorrow night. I got an okie. Yeah, here's an okie, bud. Well, there we go, ladies and gents. We got ourselves a small little catfish, as we call them, or a common octopus. That will go down well with a spotty tomorrow night. We can actually make like an octopus and spotted grunter mixed, if you get what I mean. Oh, yes, look, he is sucking onto every last thing that he can, including my rod. Just like it's inking everywhere. This is rather interesting, this situation. Now what? Come in here in the bag, octopus. Oh, you're inking everything full, bud. Well, there we go, ladies and gents. Literally seconds later, the other rod went tight. And it's taking some nice line too. Oh, it's a cobby. There we go. Yeah. There's my first little cob on the kayak since I've had it. And there we go, ladies and gents. There's your dusky cob. There he goes. Lekker, guys, having a good little afternoon session here. Yeah, guys, just remember, limit your catch. Don't catch your limit. And just sustainability, fish for the future, because if we don't now, future generations won't have that opportunity. So yeah, I've been a lacquered out on the water, running low on prawns now, and it's also getting quite late, so I'm not too bothered about trying to go get more prawns. Just tied this hook on and we're going to finish up our last few small ones, and hey, maybe we'll get ourselves another cobby, so let's check it out. Ladies and gents, I'm sitting with a bit of a dilemma here. I've got a double up. I'll show you the one fish I've just boated it. This other rod's tied fast to me. Got quite a big size silver here, as you can see. So I want to quickly chuck him off the hook because I've got a fish on my other rod here behind me. Other rod's gone tight. As you can see, these VMC sport circles work. They don't miss and they don't come free. Let's see what we got here. It feels like another silvy or something small. Okay, sweet. Spotted grunter number 7 for the afternoon. There we go, you can see him there. Let's get him back. Okay, that was spotted grunter number 7 for the afternoon. We've got 2 or 3 big silvies and that little cob. So, not bad. Guys, thanks for watching. It's now starting to rain. We're going to head back and go get the kayak on the bakkie and just clean that fish so that tomorrow night she's ready to be cooked. Merchandise, catchcook.com. You can get your own shirt like this and with much other merchandise. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Back at home now, just finished cleaning everything and packing everything away. First step, I want to take that catfish. I don't want to put it into any fresh water now that I've come home. I actually want to put it into a packet without touching any fresh water and put it straight into the deep freeze for the night. Then I'll defrost that tomorrow morning and I'll cook that up. There's the catfish there, and we'll cut the head off and take all the guts out, and we're going to cook that part down, all the tentacles, and we will mix that up with the fish that we grill or bake, whichever one I decide to go for, in the oven tomorrow night. So that's the catfish ready to go in the fridge, and then here's our spotted grunter that we caught earlier. There we go. There's a beautiful specimen. So first step, I'd like to scale it. Now, just to make your life easier when you're cleaning, take a little bucket, take a checkers packet or spar packet, whichever one you've got, and put it in a bucket. So once you're done scaling and gutting, you just wash it all off the edge into the bucket, and you can take it and throw it away next time you go fishing and use it for chum. Just something to remember when you're working with a grunter, be careful of this gill plate here. As you can see, that is razor sharp, and if you're trying to scale him or gut him and you pull like that, you're going to slice yourself open like you're slicing with a fillet knife. So just be careful of that. Obviously be careful of the spines on the top here. It's got very sharp spines up there and down at the bottom here. Safest and easiest way to hold a spotty is actually in the mouth, like I was doing on the boat, and he's never going to get you or hurt you like that. So just something to think about when you're handling them. Just be careful of that gill plate and of the spikes. Just a little fun fact, the scaler that I'm using here, it's something that you won't find in South Africa. This scaler comes all the way from Japan, from a good mate of ours, Uncle Nicky. and you will never find another one of these. And to be honest, it doesn't have sharp teeth like other scalers do, but it's probably the best scaling device I've ever used. And you know that the scales on a mussel cracker are very tough to take off, and this just takes it off like there's nothing there. It is insane to use. So if you ever go to Japan, keep eyes out for one of these. That's the beauty of a very sharp knife. Just slices straight through everything. Yeah guys, so last time I was out on the water I made you a promise. Well, let's put it this way, last time I was out on the kayak on the water I made you guys a promise. I went out to target spotted grunter and I only got the small ones, and I promised you that after that trip I'd make another mission out on the kayak to go look for some spotties and target them on the river again. And we went back to the Nahoon River today and I managed to get 8 spotties. Marcel got 5, my buddy that you saw on the boat next to me. So yeah, I fulfilled my promise to get you guys a nice big spotty to catch and cook. So here's the spotty here. The others were all released. The carb was released, the silvies were released, and I also managed to get that oki which you see in the packet there. So super stoked. These fish are really great to eat, and it's nice to see that the river's healthy, that the fish are breeding with the smaller fish over there. It's also nice to see a cobby in the river. But yeah, the river is very healthy at the moment. We did see around 6 other spotties similar size to this swimming in the shallows, and when we were walking pumping prawns. So it's just very nice to see that the fish are there. Because yeah, oftentimes you go out and you get frustrated and you don't get anything, but now to see the action, that, or the activity on the river I should say, it's just great to see. And guys, just remember, don't catch your limit, limit your catch. You are allowed 4 spotted grunter when you're out there, and they have to be 400 long to take them home. But please guys, stick to the minimum size limits, they're there for a reason. And although you're allowed 4, if you only 2 people, a fish like this will feed more than 2 people. I mean, we 4 of us here. My mom, my dad, myself and my gran, and we'll all eat off this fish and still have fish left over. So if there's only a few of you, try to take 1 if you can and put the rest back. But if you are more people, then take what you need, but don't take more than you can consume. I mean, think about it, fish in the freezer or fresh fish. Fresh fish is way better than fish in the freezer. So rather put back and go back and catch it next time when you want fresh fish. So fish is done. I'm going to put it in a packet now and in the freezer, and I'll fillet it tomorrow before I cook it. So yeah, lekker, we'll see you in the kitchen tomorrow. Super stoked to go have a shower now. It started raining here at about 4:30. It's already 8 o'clock now, so I've had enough of the cold and the rain. Luckily the wind went away when the rain came, which was ideal for the drifting for spotties. And as you can see in the video, or earlier in the video, we got this one as that wind dropped and as the rain came along. So that's going to go in not even in the freezer, that's going in the fridge, so I don't have to freeze it and defrost it again tomorrow. And yeah, lekker, that is going to go down well. Just went to go fetch the fish out the garage. You can see I filleted the spotty, and I just want to show you quickly what I did to it. Let's just put the fish down over here, 2 trays. So as you can see, we've got our 2 fillets here. Filleted them about half an hour ago because I wanted them to sit in the fridge, because what you do when you're going to grill it, you want to lightly salt your fish and leave it in the fridge for half an hour to firm up and let the salt set in. And as you can see here, let me lift it up, I've cut some slits into it, 2 centimeters apart at a 45-degree angle. That's for our spices to set in here. And it was a little bit squashed having both in one tray at the same time. Let's just preheat our oven here quickly. We want to get the temperature onto 180. Sweet, so we've got the oven on 180 here, so it can start preheating while we're busy. What we want to do, we want to grab some butter out the fridge now. Just baste the bottom of the pan with some butter so that the skin side doesn't stick. I've left the skin on so that the fish doesn't fall apart. And our recipe that we're using today, we're taking some Inner Palm's basil pesto. We're going to baste the fish with it because it's got olive oil in it, so that will cook it. Put some sun-dried tomatoes on top, let it go in the oven for 20 minutes. Followed by, when it comes out, we'll put some lemon juice on, and we're making some homemade mash and gravy with some roasted garlic sauce, Royco roasted garlic. So the first step here, we're going to take a little bit of butter. About enough. Actually, just use our fingers, it'll work a bit easier. So now that I've spread it, just excuse me using my fingers, it was a bit easier. We're going to take a fish and put it on top of that blob that I put there, which will actually melt once the fish is in the oven. Just move the other piece. The other side going here quick. Did the same thing in this pan, put another blob underneath. Done with the butter. Next step now, we're going to take some of this basil pesto from Inner Parman's, which I'm going to show you now. That's it there. Inner Parman's basil pesto, and it's made with Parmesan cheese. Let's check on our potatoes, they're starting on that side. As you can see now, the slits that I cut in, you're going to push the basil pesto into all these little slits. You want that to soak into the meat for the flavor. I'm going to put quite a bit more on here still. You're going to cover this whole fish with this pesto. Okay, first piece is covered. Let's just cover the second piece up here. Just making sure that's into all those little slits we had. Okay, we're done with our basil pesto. Next step, let's just wash our hands and we can get the sun-dried tomatoes on. Okay, now on the side here, we've got ourselves a packet of Morning Crisp sun-dried tomatoes. Just going to cut the bag open here. Credit for this recipe, old Jared Norman, my partner in crime with hunting and fishing. He's a qualified chef, as I'm sure you guys know. And he gave me this recipe, and he said he actually learned this, and it was one of the recipes that they taught him in chef school, and one of the recipes that Gordon Ramsay uses, and it's one of the recipes they recommended to the chef students for fish. And a lot of different flavors are going to come out in this. Okay, that piece is done. Right, our oven has been preheated. Now let's just chuck the fish in. A little bit of a squash. There they go in the oven. Now the time is 31 minutes past 5, as you can see on the clock here. We're going to let that go for 20 minutes, but by 10 to 6 this food will be ready. As you can see, our potatoes are going here, and it's just a simple recipe. We've put water, we've cut up the potatoes, and we're letting them boil, and I put some salt in there. And once that's done, we're going to mash them up in the pot. We're going to add a little bit of that basil pesto with it, with some fresh cut up basil, and I've got some Royco roasted garlic sauce, which we top on top of the mashed potato, and when you cut your fish you can complement it with that. And then the last part of the recipe will be the lemon when it comes out. You take the lemon and you just squeeze it along the fish to give it that last little bit of like lemony zest. So now let's just wait for the fish to finish. The potatoes are ready to get mashed, so I've just given them a slight little bash so far. Put some pepper in there. A little bit more than that. I'm going to chuck a bit of salt in here. Quite a generous little serving of salt. Butter. Alright, and then some milk now, and we can start mashing. Okay, we can always add more milk as we go. Now we can begin with the mashing process. Give it a little taste. Let's see how it's come out here. That is very hot. You've seen me get caught many times with this. Not going to get caught again. Beautiful. Now we're going to add some basil pesto into here and mash it in. Finish that last bit of basil pesto that's in the packet. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I made a little bit of a boo-boo. I burnt the tomatoes on the top. But luckily that's why I got a spare packet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the burnt tomatoes off the top of the fish once it comes out, and I'm going to put the fresh ones on top. And I actually think it's going to be a good plan, because now that flavor is cooked into the fish from the tomatoes that are there, and now these fresh ones that aren't burnt are going to go on top and give you that tomato flavor that you want when you bite into it. So I'm going to make the best of it, and I think it'll be fine. But our mash is done. Easiest way to put lemon on. You just cut into it and you squeeze down along the knife. As you squeeze, you'll see it'll all drip off along the knife like that. Should be enough. Now, as I said, the tomatoes are a bit burnt, but I tasted it and it doesn't have a bad taste to it, so we're not going to put the fresh on top. We're going to leave it as it is. Just juice up the second piece. Okay, that's done. I'll be back in a second. Okay, dish up a serving of mash for each person now first. the gravy's finished setting. Just put that over the mash. Just cut down through the skin. Right, I'm now going to do something that I normally don't do. I'm going to get behind the camera and take one plate at a time to my sister and my dad who are sitting at the table. Guys, dig in and enjoy and give me your thoughts on the fish there.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
From Dad and cameraman, thanks so much, and you did a great job. Really looks good. And I had a little taste beforehand, but it's very nice. Thanks, my boy.
Okay, let's see you guys dig in there. Okay, guys, thanks for watching this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the little notification bell down below so that you can get news of our upcoming videos and the new videos that come out. And don't forget, merchandise at catchcook.com. You can get yourself shirts like this and much other merchandise, GoPros, all sorts. But yeah, that's the end of this episode, and we'll catch you in the next one.